So today we'll be discussing our 9 nights 10-day flagship trip to Assam, Meghalaya and Tawang in the northeast of India. Now keep in mind this trip is only possible during the dry season, that is from October till April. After that, during the monsoon, it is not possible since Kaziranga shuts and even camping at Dauki comes to an end because of the heavy rains. So now let me run to you through this particular blueprint. So now day 1 is when you arrive at Guwahati in Assam. You need to reach Guwahati latest by 12 o'clock in the afternoon so that you can reach Shillong in time. Once you reach Guwahati, you have to arrive at Paltan Bazaar and you'll be picked up by your taxi and you'll be taken straight to Shillong, which is a 100-kilometer drive. It could take anywhere from 3 to 5 hours depending on the traffic on the road, and you'll get the most traffic once you reach Shillong town. Now the first night is at Shillong. The second day is a long day where you leave in the morning for the single decker route bridge village of Rivai. You'll also visit Mauling Nong where you'll have lunch, which is Asia's cleanest village, and then you'll be going to Dauki for camping. Now keep in mind that camping at Dauki is very basic. You'll be staying in Quechua tents and it has a makeshift Indian washroom. If you want to have a bath, it's the river that's there for bath. But over and above that, there is electricity which is through a battery generator, and there's a place to eat food, but you'll get very basic veg and non-veg thalis, which will be provided by the campsite owner at an additional cost of anywhere between 100 to 300 rupees depending on which thali you opt for. Bonfire will be there at the campsite if the weather is good. Now that's day 2. Day 3 is when you'll be driving from Dauki straight to Cherrapunji, where you'll be along the way visiting Naukalika Falls and Mausmai Caves and then going to your homestay. Now day 3 is a day when you will be visiting whatever is possible in Cherrapunji based on how early you leave from Dauki. If that's not possible on day 3, then you'll be visiting all what's possible on either day 4 or day 5. Day 4 is dedicatedly for the double decker route bridge trek, where you need to walk 3000 steps down, enter the village, visit the double decker route bridge, click your photographs and then walk back up 3000 steps to the parking lot. So that's day 4. Day 3 and day 4 you'll be staying in Cherrapunji in a homestay. Day 5 is when you'll be leaving in the morning from Cherrapunji and driving straight to Kaziranga National Park, which is a 240-kilometer drive which could take anywhere between 5 to 8 hours depending again on the traffic and how often you stop along the journey. Day 6 in the morning is when you'll be leaving for the Jeep Safari in Kaziranga. Now this Jeep Safari will start at 7 o'clock in the morning and will go on till 9:30 or 10 a.m. and then you'll come back to the homestay in Kaziranga, have your breakfast and then leave for Bomdila. Now the drive to Bomdila is 210 kilometers and that is in Arunachal Pradesh. So you need to leave in the morning as early as possible so that you can get there before sundown. Our target time to reach Bomdila is by 6 to 7 p.m. in the evening. When you reach Bomdila on day 6, you'll be staying in the guest house for the night. Day 7 is when you'll be waking up in the morning and driving from Bomdila to Tawang via Sela Pass. So now this journey is at roughly around 150 kilometers and you leave in the morning by 6 o'clock so that you can reach Tawang town by lunchtime. Day 7 is also when you'll be visiting Tawang War Memorial, Buddha Park and Tawang Monastery, because all these places are easily possible on day 7 after you've had lunch. Day 8 is when another vehicle, a Tawang vehicle, will come pick you up and take you for sightseeing to Bumla, Sangastar and Patsio. So Bumla is the high altitude pass in near Tawang. Sangastar and Patsio are 2 lakes in Tawang region. And now day 8 you'll be staying in Tawang, which will also be your last night in Tawang. Day 9, after breakfast, you will be leaving from Tawang straight to the village of Balukpong, which is along the river banks in Arunachal. So you'll be leaving in the morning by say 6 or 7 o'clock depending on the road condition. Breakfast will be again on the way, and this is a long journey of 260 kilometers. So it will be roughly anywhere between 6 to 8 hours, again depending on how many roadblocks or traffic jams you get along the way, but more or less the road is a seamless road. It's the same road which you have taken to come. And keep in mind that when you reach Balukpong, you'll be reaching there by evening, so there's not much to be done over there, just a night halt to break journey so that you can reach the next day to Guwahati on time. So day 9 you'll be staying at Balukpong. Along the way on day 9 you'll be visiting Dirang Monastery and Jang Waterfall, which is Bong Bong Waterfalls. Day 10, in the morning you'll be leaving for Guwahati, and for that you'll be waking up in the morning by 6, leaving from Balukpong for Guwahati by 7. It's a 240-kilometer journey, so you need to leave early, because again the traffic in Guwahati, just to reach Guwahati, will kill you. So to avoid missing your flight or your connecting train, we always request people to leave by latest 7 a.m. so that they can reach Guwahati by Paltan Bazar Guwahati by latest 1 p.m. So this is what our 9 nights 10-day flagship trip to Assam, Meghalaya and Tawang is like. This trip is the perfect trip for someone who wants to visit everything in the Seven Sisters without having to do multiple trips to this region. And keep in mind that this trip includes everything other than your food. And food in the northeast is extremely affordable. You will get veg thalis from 100 to 150 rupees, non-veg from 150 to 300 rupees, and depending on what you want to eat. So if you go with just basic puri bhaji, thali, and maybe a little bit of Chinese here and there, you will not spend more than 300 to 400 per day on all your meals, because food in the northeast is extremely affordable. Alcohol is extremely affordable. The only thing that you will end up spending money on this trip is your food, because everything other than that is included on the trip. So if you're really looking to explore the northeast in the form of a traveler without having to break the bank, then this is the perfect road trip that you should be looking for. If you have any doubts or queries, you can leave a comment, or you can directly WhatsApp us from the WhatsApp option on the website.